Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is X and we got another video for you today. I'm going to be a little quiet, so sorry if it sounds a little low volume here, but just got to be quiet because everyone else is trying to sleep, but just trying to be as quiet as possible. So I'm not sure if this video is going to get out on time or not. I'm going to try and see if I can get out on Saturday. If not, I'm sorry you guys. Anyways, I just wanted to end up doing a review because I wasn't sure if I'm going to even have time to do a video with all the moving I'm doing, but I thought maybe I can try and get at least one video out for you guys. And I did say that I wasn't going to do a Halo Outpost Discovery review, but then I decided I should actually just cover it because I went there and maybe it's good that I do a video on it to talk about the highs and lows, the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly. So this is just going to be a simple video. Sorry if it's not going to be one of those bigger end videos I'm going to do. I'm hopefully planning to do something like that later on when I finally get back and readjust and everything. So for the time being, that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be a pretty short video just talking about everything I saw at the event, what I liked and what I disliked, and hopefully some things that they can improve on. One of the pros I'm going to start off, I'm going to start with the pros here. So one of the good pros was I met a lot of nice people there. There were some people that were big time Halo fans that have just always been fans since the very beginning. Some that are like dedicated Reach players, dedicated Halo 3 players. They haven't really branched out to anything else, just people that are strictly fans of certain games. And I even met some people from 343. I didn't meet any of the big people in the development side of it, like art stuff wise, like with the games. I met some people that work on the books and stuff like that, but yeah, it was pretty interesting. I did meet some people though and got signatures on them. It was pretty cool. But yeah, it was really cool also to meet some of the people that were fans of Halo games, and they were even very helpful people and very nice. Like there's secret terminals hidden all around the event, and if you use that Halo app you could score points and stuff like that. And when you did that, I think there was like some rewards and stuff like that, and people were just helping other people and hey, there's a secret terminal over here and whatnot, just helping other people just for the hell of it. So yeah, there's some pretty nice people out there. I met even some forgers and cosplayers. It was pretty cool. Also at the event, the attraction, or whatever you want to call it, there was an amazing amount of work that was done to make the event, especially one area that I really liked, being able to see how big the Master Chief was, as well as like the Elite, the Monitor, the Flood, the Sentinel, and all the size comparisons, like when you're actually physically looking at these things. It was pretty cool to actually see that. Personally, if there was anything, I would like to actually see more of them, instead of just like 2D statue things you can stand next to. I would have actually liked to actually see these things modeled out. I know that probably it takes a lot of time to make these things, so probably they couldn't do every single one of them, and it also would have taken a lot of room, but I think it would have been pretty cool if they actually could have done that, have each size, because I really would have loved to see what a Hunter looks like after just seeing how big an Elite actually was in person, because you don't really understand that when you play the game, that you're this massive tall standing Spartan, so when you find the Elites, you're like, oh, they're about average size, but when you're an actual human looking at these things, it's like, whoa, these things are huge. They're like beefed up and everything. They look massive. So they really actually emphasize that size, and I think the one that they showed at the event was a Halo 3 Elite, I think, or a Halo 2 Anniversary, I think. But yeah, it was pretty cool actually to see those sizes, how big they were and whatnot. So the artwork was really well done. It was really cool to see that. I really actually appreciate all that work that was put into it. Also, just to add again, I was able to get autographs from certain people. It was really awesome to get autographs on that worked on some of the books and so forth. I think one of them was only one person I met there actually worked on the games, and that was it. And also, they gave away a bunch of free stuff too, like free game passes. So since obviously I can't have all of them, they only are good for like a couple days and whatnot. I might just end up giving some of them away later on to some of the people in the group, or on the page, or they're subscribed to me. In fact, I think I might give it to some people that actually deserve it. But yeah, I'm just gonna see how that goes. But yeah, I think about giving away later a bunch of them I have that I got for free, so it's gonna be cool. But yeah, that's the highlights of the great parts of it. I really wanted to go over the great parts first because I also want to go on talking about some of the not so great stuff, some of the cons. So some of the problems with the event were well known since the very first day that they had this, way back I think when they first started in Florida or whatnot, and people were reporting different problems with the event, and they tried to improve it. The problem was there were just still some issues with this event. So let's talk about some of the cons. If this is like a proof of concept, things that they really need to improve on. I'm going to go, maybe on the lesser stuff first here, but as we go along the lines, there's going to be some more stuff that were big problems. But one of the problems was finding all the events, and it was just really hard to find that, find where everything was. They even tried to give you instruction guides to find everything and whatnot, but the problem was that even with all instruction guides and everything, it was just really hard to find where certain things were at, and so you were just walking around endlessly trying to look for stuff, and I didn't even know it, but some of the stuff was on the second floor of the event. I didn't realize that there was a second floor to the event and that there was stuff going on up there, and so because of that I missed out on some of the events, which was unfortunate. And they go, well, why didn't you use the Halo app, or why didn't you use or go to the information booth, which, by the way, the information booth might as well have been considered an attraction. The line of other people that were also getting lost trying to find stuff was just way too long. Everyone was just sitting at the line. Either I believe they were also giving out prizes for people that completed certain things on the Halo Outpost app, but there was also problems with people just trying to get in line, just trying to find certain things, and they did try their best to do an information booth, but it just was not enough. There just wasn't a way. And also the Halo app just crashed constantly. The Halo Outpost Discovery app, every time I used that, it kept crashing constantly. I mean, it was also I wish I had brought a battery backup, because that thing died fast. But yeah, every time I had to keep starting the app and whatnot, it was killing the power on my phone, and it just kept crashing every time I was using it. It would like crash every one or two little, not secret terminals, but even like trying to open up the thing where you scan something, and it had this like 3D image to it, which was pretty cool. It was a really good idea, really well done app, but the problem was it just crashed a lot. And I tried my best to clear it. Eventually I had to just reinstall the entire app, which took an hour to reinstall. Even using their own Wi-Fi just to try and speed things up, it still just took a lot of time just to try and reinstall the app and everything, because the fact that it just kept crashing. And finally, when I reinstalled it, it finally worked again. Also, they should have actually blocked the ability on the app for you to scan stuff until you sign in, because people were sitting there trying to figure out the very beginning, the first thing they're supposed to scan, and everyone's just standing there blocking everyone to the entrance, because people were trying to figure out, how do I scan this thing and whatnot, and they didn't realize you're supposed to sign up first and then scan. So people had no idea what they were doing. So that was I think a design flaw right there. It should have been that you could not use the scan app button on there on your phone until you've done until you signed up, because that was the problem. People thought, oh, I have the app installed, that's it. So that was a problem, and yeah, it really did kill my phone. Like 3/4 of the way through the event, my phone was already dead, so I was kind of like out of luck by then. Yeah, that was one of the problems. The other problems was what was really, really well known as a problem was the lines. The lines were really, really bad. They were so long on some of the attractions, and I heard, though, when they first started this, it was a lot worse than that. Some lines I heard supposedly were as long as 4 hours, but they did cut it down a lot, but still, some of the lines were like an hour long, and I'm not sitting in an attraction line just to do something that's maybe like 5 minutes or so for an hour. That's just not, what I'm gonna go there for. So it did not feel like it was worth waiting through that long line. Even the shortest line I was in was about 45 minutes. I never got a chance to try out the Nerf gun training sim, the AR laser tag, which I really wanted to try, or the Pelican or Covenant Escape, because the lines were just so long, and they tried everything to keep people entertained so that they weren't bothered by how long the lines were. So they had things like I forgot what's her name, Jessie, the redhead. They had her going around, and she was like letting people sign the helmet she had, and that was one way that people were kind of distracted away from the lines. And then as she was going around just talking to people, at least it was being creative. But yeah, that was one of the things they tried to do. Some of the other things, which they were like, oh, are you qualified to be a UNSC Marine, and try to get people to do push-ups and whatnot. I was like, I'm not doing push-ups. But yeah, that was one way they were trying to just keep people entertained in the line. Then there was like take pictures with certain cosplayers, stuff like that. It was just keeping anyone distracted just because the lines were just so long. In fact, Steve Downs was as he was doing his interview, where they had like the stage and whatnot, he could oversee the AR laser tag, and he was keeping people distracted by talking to people and going, "Hey, how's it? Everyone going? Waiting in the line over there," just being funny. But we all knew it was like that's a long line. So yeah, there was just a problem with that. Like, and the way they could have improved it was get rid of some of the things that were not necessary. Like I know that they want to show off Halo MCC Reach on PC, and I know they want to show Gears 5 with the ability to play as Cat and Emil and whatnot, but the thing is, if I can play some of that stuff like the Halo MCC and Halo 5 BTBs, if I can go home and play that, I'm not going to go to an attraction to play that. That's a waste of my time. I could have stayed home for that. So when I go to an attraction, I want to be able to go to do these things that I'm obviously not going to be able to do at home. So that's why I really wish they had done that. So that was just one of the problems there, which was just unfortunate, was everyone wanting to go to these attractions, and then it was like an hour long to do it, and then trying to fill out the place with Xbox One PC abilities so that people could play games on the side over there. And the thing was, no one was really interested in that. There was not even that long of a line. Like, I tried it one time just to see, what the hell, like just try and BTB and casually like socialize with people just one time, and it seriously took like 5 seconds to get into a match, and then you played, and then one match, and then you're out. And it's like, there was not really a line for it because not many people wanted to play that. They wanted to actually sit in the attraction, go for the attraction. So yeah, I thought they would have been cool, but in reality, there wasn't really much talking with other people when it came to playing the games, and it was like, I pretty much was like, why is this even here? So there was just like no one was really sitting there doing that, and I just did not want to wait in those hour-long lines. So that was also just unfortunate. And lastly, one of the biggest problems, one of the things I really didn't like, was again when it came to the autographs. That was another problem. Some of the people I actually wanted to get signatures from, I didn't even get to meet them, unfortunately, because I didn't even know where the room was to try and find them. And I think one time when they were doing the signatures, I was stuck waiting in the Halo Explorer, whatever it was called, and I was stuck in that line, and the event was already over by the time I got to it. And that was, I think, the voice actors for Master Chief and Cortana, so Steve and Jen, I didn't even get to see them, which really sucked. I really wanted to get signatures from them. I didn't even know if Postums was there or not, if he was there. And what's it called? Jessie, what was weird was I thought I saw her, and when I went to go meet her, for some reason she just took off running to another event, and I didn't even get a chance to get a signature from her. So it really was unfortunate. Like, there was a lot of people I did want to meet, I didn't get to get signatures from. And some of the other people, which it's still interesting to talk to, they were nice people, and I was glad to get signatures and talk to them and get to hear about them, because as someone who is somewhat part of when it comes to game development, not anything major, but it was nice to talk to people that are in the industry and just like having those kind of conversations, socializing and networking, other than people that are just there for the games, even though that's still cool. It was also nice to talk to people that are in the industry. But yeah, that was just some of the things that were really unfortunate, and because of those things they were really unfortunate about, one time going there, it's not possible to see all the attractions because of the lines. It's great to see that there's that many people that are dedicated to go to an event like this. It's just that it was way too many lines and way too much like app crashing, and people can't find certain events and stuff like that. And that's some of the downtime, or not downtime, down parts of the event. Yeah, there were some things that they really could have improved on, and there was again, there were some highlights. It was funny to hear Steve Downs, because he really actually understands his audience. That's why he was like joking around and whatnot. He was like always saying all these funny things like, oh, what's your favorite air guitar or air drums? He's like, air guitar, because I think he was kind of referencing the funny little Flash thing. I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen this. It was called There's Something About Halo. There's there's one they did. There's something about Halo 2, and it's Master Chief doing air guitar. So he kind of, I think, knew his audience. That's the thing, and it was kind of funny just hearing some of his comedy stuff when he was talking. But yeah, I mean, there were some, great parts, and there was one part I really got bummed out. I blame my phone for this, though. I had a recording, and I lost it. I'm going to try and see if I can find it. If I do, I'll put it in the video, probably near the end or something like that. But there was a part of the event where Steve Downs says Halo is a really cool guy. Unfortunately, my phone somehow was muted during that thing partially. It's weird because it was zooming in and out, or going in and out of audio. So that was unfortunate because I was like, oh, I got this really funny video of Steve Downs saying Halo's a really cool guy, and then all of a sudden I go look at it and it's just like, is a guy. And I was like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? It cut out partially through this? I'm like, oh my god, I got so frustrated. So if I can somehow recover the footage, or I can find the footage, I'll put it in this video, or maybe a completely separate one, because it was just really funny. I wanted to animate it too. I wanted to actually get like a 3D character like Master Chief and have him animated and whatnot, and go, Halo's a really cool guy, and use Steve Downs' voice. But I can't find it. If anyone does, post a link in the comments. I would actually love to actually see that. But yeah, if they're going to do this as a proof of concept that they're going to do every year, if they're ever going to get me to go back to one of these, they're going to have to change some stuff around. Like, I understand Halo Infinite's coming out, so maybe have like a few of those, maybe 3 booth area things for Halo Infinite, but Halo MCC, Halo 5, whatever, don't put them in there. Don't put them in there. If you're gonna, at least put a multiplayer in there that people want to try out, and for some attraction, you could try maybe the Halo Infinite, but the rest of them, just don't do that. Just no one really was there to actually see that. They were there to see the attractions mostly, for like the laser tag and everything, and unfortunately it really sucked that they didn't have enough of that. So what they could have done is maybe had more of those other attractions, so they maybe have more AR laser tag areas, so that there's more of them, so there's not as many lines. I think the AR laser tag was the biggest line. It was just, I got a line for it, and after like 10-20 minutes I was barely moving, and I'm like, this is ridiculous, and the line zooms around like 2 or 3 more times. I'm like, I'm not sitting through this line, and I just got out. I couldn't do that. It was just way too long. That was really sucky. And yeah, right as I'm leaving the event, I see that there's a stairway to a second level, and that's where they were having the signatures with Steve and Jen, and I'm like sitting there going, you're kidding me. I wanted to go up and also ask questions too, but the lines were too long for that too. I get that, obviously there's some other problems too. Like, even if they do the event for a week long, I don't think that, everyone there is going to want to be there for a week. I don't think Steve and Jen are going to want to be there for a week long event and whatnot. But that was kind of like the thing, is just, it was so many people trying to go at the same time and everything. It just became such a hassle to get in there. But yeah, that's what I can say is, like, the way they can improve it, just add more attractions and get rid of some of the things that were not necessary, like filling up with tons, probably like 1/8 of the entire event was filled up with like consoles and PCs to play Halo. It's like, I could have gone home and done that. I didn't need to actually do that, go to that section. It was not necessary. I thought it would have been fun to at least socialize with some of the people that I was there with, but mostly everyone was just focused on playing. So, but yeah, maybe it would be nice also if they could bring more people to the events. I know that it's a lot to travel around and do this. Like, it's a lot to ask from someone, like having to go, okay, every week you gotta go here, you gotta go there. And what also would have been nice was maybe even having these events at other places. But I know that all that, going to like say 50 states, going to every single state and going to doing it a week long, I think that would just be a lot of stress for everyone. I don't even think that, I'm trying to think about that, 56, that would actually go all year. That would go all year. So yeah, no, maybe that's too much, but clearly it's just, there needs to be something done about that. Other than that though, you guys, if I were to rate this event, it was maybe a 3 out of 5 at best. maybe 2 out of 5. It really depends. I mean, the lines were the ugliest part, just trying to get in and trying to meet all the places and whatnot. But it was really nice to meet some people there, and I really wish I had met some of the people. Like, I was like probably like 2 feet away from Jessie, meeting her, and she just fortunately ran off to another event right as I was about to meet her. So it was unfortunate, but hopefully some of these pictures in the background just showing some of the things at the event, you probably saw all the other major YouTubers talk about it. I just wanted to take my take on it. I know it's a little lengthy here, but anyways, I hope you guys like this. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap things up here, and you guys all have a great rest of your day. If you have any other questions or anything like that, put some in the comment section and let me know. Anyways, you all take care. Have a nice day. Peace.